Hi guys, it's Alex here at Fightstorepro.com, and today I'm going to do the first review. I've done it in a very long time, and we're going to return to an old favourite, or at least some people's favourite, the Fairtex boxing glove series. So the BGV1 has been almost an industry standard for a very long time. And when we first came into the market back in 2009, 2010, it was one of the first boxing gloves that came onto Fightstorepro within the first year of trading. And since then, it's been an ever-present on the Fightstorepro website. I used the set myself for over a year whilst boxing, and I'm going to tell you my experiences with it. Not everyone's going to agree with what I have to say, and not everybody's going to like what I have to say, but it is my opinion, and I try and stay as unbiased when I do these reviews as possible. Now, it's impossible to be completely unbiased. I've been in and around these sports for over 30 years, and I've developed my own personal preferences. Also, I will mention at the start of a boxing gloves review series that all people's physical characteristics make a difference to how they interpret the feel of a glove and the usage of a glove. I'm a big guy, I'm 6'3", I'm around 95 kilos, and I've been boxing a long time. So let's dive in here, take a look at two gloves, the BGV1 and the all new BGV19. So the BGV1, which I mentioned earlier, has been around for a very long time, and it's the original tight fit Thai boxing glove. This is actually a BGV1B, which stands for breathable palm, but the B part at the end, that is. But essentially the BGV1 and the BGV1B are the same glove with a different palm. It doesn't really make a big difference to the overall feel of the glove. I've reviewed this glove before, some time ago, and my criticisms of this glove will remain the same. I think the biggest part of the comparative today is to have a look at the differences between the BGV1 and the updated version in the BGV19. When I used this glove for about a year, boxing, mainly boxing rather than kickboxing, I found that the padding was too thin and a little bit spongy, and albeit it's a very small glove, I found it wasn't right for me, being a bigger guy. I can see why this glove would be popular with women. I can see why this glove might be popular with small people from, the smaller guys from Asia. The average size in Asia is much smaller than it is in the West. Not always, but it often is. And therefore, a very tight, compact glove like this will work for smaller people, and as I said before, I'm 6'3" and 95 kilos. But this glove is actually pretty roomy inside, and they always are finished beautifully. They always tighten up well on the wrist. This is a thing that I look for all the time if there's a lot of slack on the wrist. But the big issue that I've always had with this glove isn't about the feel or the fit, it's about the padding. And I can tell you that there feels like less than an inch of padding there. And if you can see on the glove right here, not so much. Now, is this such a big deal? Well, if you hit hard and you hit from a lot of different angles, then it can be. Remember, the purpose of a sparring glove is first and foremost to protect the person that you're striking, and then secondly to protect your hands from damage. I would obviously wrap up in this glove, but my criticism of it forever has been it just doesn't have enough padding in the places you need, especially if you're a bit of a heavy hitter. The feel of the glove, the finish of the glove, the construction, it's all top notch. The leather quality, and one of the things about Fairtex, they're always very consistent. Some brands, one batch to another, they change a little, or some will last forever and the next will break down. Fairtex are very consistent. They're a good quality brand, and I would never say otherwise. However, this particular glove, I've never really liked it. I would never say it's bad quality, but I've never found it to be a good all-round boxing glove. I certainly wouldn't hit bags and pads with it. And for sparring, I sparred in these for a year and basically I nearly broke my right hand. And that's what put me off them. So I never ever really truly liked this glove. So let's have a look at the updated version of the BGV19. Now the first thing I've got to say about this glove, and Fairtex have always been great about this, is the finish again is absolutely top notch. It's a beautifully finished glove. I actually really like this cream color with the kind of dark reddy brown logo. There are a few different colors. There's black, there's red, there's a few others. It instantly feels and looks bigger than the BGV1, and these are both 16s, but look, the cream one here, the BGV19, the new one, is significantly bigger than the BGV1. So you can see the thumb's bigger, the overall profile of the glove's bigger, but importantly, like I mentioned earlier, look at how much padding there is over the all-important knuckle area. I would say that there's at least half again. There's over an inch of padding here. I would say maybe just under an inch of padding here. I'd say that's probably 1.5 inches on here. So instantly, they've evidently bulked out the padding here. Perhaps they've thought about the Western market, or perhaps they've just had a lot of guys complaining that there just isn't enough protection. Now, this is the first time I've ever put these on. These are a really, really tight fit. Now, this is a 16, and I'm wrapping this right up. There's a little bit more room here, but it won't make any difference once I've got a wrap on. The thing that I instantly think is, could I get a wrap on? I certainly don't think I could get a lot of padding into this. I don't have huge hands, I don't have small hands, I'm somewhere in the middle. It feels a lot more like a Twins glove actually to me. Twins have got a particular feel, and perhaps they've looked at that market and gone, should we produce something more in line with Twins? But what I will say is the padding feels stiffer. It certainly feels more rounded, and I feel like I've got a bit of a better protection over my thumb also. So my first reaction to this glove is that it feels a whole bunch better than the BGV1 ever did to me. I don't think I'm going to be able to wrap particularly hard, and my fingers feel a little bit crunched up at the end here, but saying that, all leather gloves tend to expand a little and loosen up once you start using them. Anything else to say? Again, it feels very, very tight, but they're marketing it as a tight fit glove. And for the guys who want to wear gloves without wraps, I can see how you could just put this on and use it, certainly for like light to medium contact sparring, tech drills, that type of thing. I don't think I feel like I'd want to hit bags of pads with this glove, but on the whole, I don't want to hit bags of pads with a 16-ounce glove. This is designed for sparring. The wrist, as you can see, is the typical short tie style wrist. I tend to prefer the longer wrist, but that's a personal preference. Again, the profile here is much, much more like the Twins. There's not a huge amount more I can say on this glove, but overall it feels great. I definitely prefer this to the BGV1. I can see that for bigger guys, for the Western market, this makes much more sense than the BGV1. It's a slight price increase, I believe, but there's not much in it, maybe £10, £15. They're 120 quid, I think. For a full leather glove nowadays, that's probably the ballpark we're beginning to look at now. I mean, glove prices have all gone up, and glove prices from Thailand in particular are going to start rising soon because import costs have gone through the roof during the last year. Would I say that this is a great all-round choice? Certainly if you're doing kickboxing and Muay Thai and you're used to that short wrist, bulky tie glove feel, then it looks like a good choice for a Western guy. If you're more of a boxer and like the longer wrist, a more elongated profile, perhaps you want to look at gloves like the Rev Gear, Pro Box, Adidas, those styles. All in all, I really like the BGV19. I definitely think it's an improvement on the BGV1. I copped a lot of criticism for my review of the BGV9, which is Fairtex's longer wrist boxing glove, but my criticism again was the same. It just didn't have enough padding for sparring. It's a great glove, it feels good, it's long, it's well constructed, but at the end of the day, if it's not fulfilling the purpose that it's meant to, then is it a good choice for you? And I would generally conclude that if it's not actually fulfilling its purpose as a sparring glove, and that's what you're buying it for, then perhaps no. All in all, if you're making a choice and you really like Fairtex gloves, and a lot of people do, I would definitely, as a Western person, be opting for this glove over this glove. If you're female, if you're quite small, maybe under 65 kilos, and you want something small, lightweight, good fit, this may end up being the better choice for you. But certainly, if you're anywhere over 65, 70 kilos and hit hard, go BGV19 over BGV1 every day of the week. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please hit the subscribe button, the notifications button, and check out our other videos on YouTube. Until next time, see you then.